Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Lauren from Guthrie and Ganny, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you the recording of my Instagram live sewing and dressmaking question and answer session that I did on the Instagram platform on Monday the 10th of October 2022. And if you're watching on YouTube and you don't watch on Instagram, this is a weekly live question and answer session that I've been doing for a few years now, but I wanted to just make it easier to watch back the recording and bring it to those of you that do watch on YouTube but maybe don't watch it on Instagram. So if you are new here on YouTube watching back these videos, then just remember to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video. But I've got loads of really lovely fabrics and tips to share with you tonight. I've got some new Liberty Tunnelon fabrics which are beautiful, they're all Christmas themed. I've got some really lovely fabrics for autumn and winter, some of the Fibre Mood fabrics as well that are in the new Fibre Mood magazine. And then I'm going to be showing you the kits as well that came out this month and answering lots of questions that were sent in beforehand about tips for sewing and dressmaking and recommendations for different fabrics and patterns. Again, if you're watching here on YouTube and you want to ask me a question, just leave one in the comments and I shall have a scan of them before I do my next live session, which will be next week. But I'm going to cut to the live now. You'll see me read out the comments that come in live during it, just so you've got a bit of context of what I'm talking about. I hope you enjoy it and get lots of inspiration, and I'll see you next time. Hi everyone, thank you for joining. It's really lovely to see you all on this Monday evening. Sorry if anybody was like getting a bit confused over the night. I did post on Saturday that it's going to be tonight instead of Sunday night. And thank you everybody. Also, lots of people were sending me messages because I think I'd asked last week whether it was okay if it just sort of stayed Monday night for a bit. So thanks everyone who took the time to comment on that. I thought I'd give it a little go. And just keep going on a Monday just to, you know, try and free up the old Sunday for a bit of rest and all that. So yeah, thank you for joining me on Monday, albeit a different night, another night to get used to. Those of you that have been watching for years since I started doing these lives, it was on Friday, because it was back in, it was like in COVID times when the shop wasn't open and I was doing it on a Friday. But then when we started opening to the public again, we could open to the public, I switched it to Sunday. So yeah, it's just moving on through the week, isn't it? But yeah, thank you very much for joining me tonight. I've got loads of really nice new things to show you. Be prepared for the next few weeks. There is a lot coming. There is a lot of newness, but I've got some nice things to show you tonight. I've got the new Liberty Tunnelon Christmas fabrics that some of you were asking about. Some nice trouser weights for autumn, some nice needle cords, new prints. So yeah, there's lots of lovely things coming up, lots of questions to answer as well. I'll try and keep up with any questions that are getting asked as we're chatting along too, and I am recording this to go on YouTube later, so if you need to leave or whatever, or you're maybe watching it later on Instagram but you find it hard and you want to watch it on YouTube, then it'll be on my YouTube channel as well. So let's have a see what everybody's saying tonight. Where's everyone from as well? I always like to see how far and wide our little group spreads. Hi Helen from Sheffield, currently sewing an Ilford jacket with the help of your hints and tips video, great. Adonna's in Shrewsbury, hi there, glad I worked out the new time, Monday is good. A few people saying Mondays are good. Evening everyone, somebody's in Oxfordshire. In Shetland, hello. So yeah, Northern Ireland. Where in Scotland are you from? I'm in Edinburgh. I grew up in the west coast just outside Glasgow, but then I went to uni in Edinburgh, and now my family live in the east coast near St Andrews. So yeah. Mississippi, USA, Bristol, East Yorkshire, Northamptonshire, Solihull, Gloucestershire, Shifnal, Melbourne near Kames, North Essex, Newcastle upon Tyne, Aberdeen, near Nottingham, sewing a Bakerloo blouse in my sewing shed, lovely. Somebody's in Glasgow, Germany. Joe from Eurovision Land in Liverpool, that sounds fun. From Nairn, Middlesbrough, Northern Ireland, Worthing, lovely, great bar. Chapel El Frith, hearing all these places I've never heard from before. I'm in London, lovely. You are so talented, thank you. Hi from Sutton Coldfield, I'm in Washington DC, lovely Twickenham. Well, it's very nice to see y'all. So first of all, this, you might have seen the video on Instagram or on YouTube anyway about the kit that we released last week. This is the Merchant and Mills Earlsworth blouse. So and it comes in 3 colorways. We do still have stock, not as much stock of one of the colorways, but we do have stock of the navy and the black. Not quite as much of this, but yeah, there is still some left. So it comes in these 3 colorways. It's on a viscose fabric and it's kind of like a terrazzo shell print. So it's really nice. If you like a print but you don't want something floral, it's quite good. It's got like little flecks of colour in it. It is quite oversized, as you can see, but I think in a fabric like this, because it sort of swings and swishes around a lot, I did size down, so this one is 2 sizes down from my body measurements, and I also shortened it by 5 centimetres as well. It's got a dipped hem, so it's a bit longer at the back. But this, you know, it sort of tapers into the sleeves. They're a bit more fitted, but it is just lovely and sort of swingy and comfortable. You could wear it with a vest or even like a little turtleneck if you wanted to layer up with it. So yeah, we've got still got stock of these kits left. They're on the website. And then we've literally only got a few, like I think there's maybe 4 or 5 left of the stone colourway of the Philippa pants, the Anna Allen Philippa pants, which was our other kit. The other 2 colourways sold out really quickly, I'm sorry about that, but the stone one is left. It's a nice classic colour that's going to go with lots of different things, and this fabric is so good. I was so pleased when I found this fabric because it's perfect for this type of trouser. It's a non-stretch fabric, and it's got a really nice weight and structure to it, and it almost feels kind of fluffy a little bit. Like it's brushed. It's really smooth. It's gorgeous. So yeah, it's got a hidden button fly there, patched pockets at the back. And it's actually quite a simple trouser, just sort of kind of straight tapered leg. So yeah, we've got a few left of the stone, so if you're watching it live, there is a few left, but if you're watching it recorded, then they might be all gone, I'm sorry. So yeah, that is the kits. And then in terms of the new fabric that I wanted to show you, I don't want to dwell on it too much, but if anybody wants me to go back to anything later, I can, because I'm going to be filming a new fabrics roundup video as well, which is where I sort of go into depth a little bit more on the new fabrics that have arrived, and then that will be on my YouTube channel as well. So I'll kind of show you them now to give you an overview, but in a couple of days time you'll be able to check out that video on YouTube anyway. So the range of the Liberty Christmas Tunnelons. Now I want to tell you the backstory of this, because we had one of their prints last Christmas. They just did one print as a Christmas fabric, and I guess it must have been popular for them. And then somebody during one of the lives said, oh, are you getting any Christmas Liberty ones this year? So I asked, and then I was able to get some, so that was exciting. But they've got more this year as well. It's just a little bit I was able to get, so literally what we've got is like, once it's gone, it's gone. But yeah, this one, so I'll show you what we've got. There's like quite a bit. It's a fairly big bolt, but this will just be it. So this is like a star one, which has got some really nice Christmassy colours in, kind of swirly star print, so that's nice. And then this one's really good. It's kind of meant to look like lights, I guess. So it's on a navy background, and then it's like crackers and little houses, stars, a rocking horse. I guess that's kind of like sort of Christmas ribbon, a train, so it's sort of toy themed, but then it's kind of meant to look like sparkly Christmas lights, I think. So yeah, that's another one. And then we've got there's 2 colorways of this one. So it also comes in like a white or kind of off-white colour, I guess. This is the navy one, and it's sort of like stamped or like letter themed. So there's little stamps, a fountain pen, and then like a little letter there that says Liberty, Regent Street. So quite a sort of, you know, if like memorabilia of Liberty, I guess, because it's got Liberty on it, and the stamps, little stamps say Liberty as well, so it's another really cute one. And then this one also comes in 2 colorways as well. This is kind of like Ode to Kew in a Zoo, but Christmas style, so it's got lots of really fun animals just doing fun things, and this also comes with a navy background as well. So yeah, they're all in the Tunnelon base. They're £25 a metre, and they would be nice for like a little blouse or a shirt, or you could use it as some contrast and something pocket lining or even jacket lining if you wanted. But yeah, they're really nice. I love all those Christmas themed ones. Okay, somebody's asking what size do your patterns go up to? So I don't have any of my own patterns. I just sell patterns from independent pattern companies, and it really varies. It depends also what sort of kind of like name you're looking at as well, because some of them are American, so they have like a different grading system to name their patterns or like label the sizes. UK ones are different again. Some patterns have like extra small to extra large, or like 2XL, 3XL, etc. So it really varies depending on the pattern company. But I would say certainly over the past couple of years, the independent pattern companies have been increasing their size ranges and offering multiple cup options as well. So they do tend to be like a wider size range now, but it does really depend on the pattern companies. Okay, so the other new fabrics that I wanted to show you were these ones here. I'll show you these next. So this is the bamboo blended twill fabric, and they're 49% bamboo, 49% recycled polyester and 2% spandex. And it is the perfect fabric for making trousers. Some nice wide leg trousers would be nice. You could make dresses with it, skirts. So I would say it's like a smarter sort of fabric. It's got really nice drape because it's got bamboo in it, and it's a twill weave, so you can see that sort of diagonal texture on it. It feels so soft, and because it's got the recycled polyester in it, it doesn't really crease that much either, which is really good. So it's just like a nice combination of different fibres really. It comes in a few different colours. So this one here is the peacock, and so it's kind of like a bit of a brighter sort of teal colour. But then we've also got it in this is like denim colour. Have we called it? No, we've called it indigo. It's almost like marbled a little bit. It's not as a flat a colour as the peacock one. And then we've got it in a really, really lovely like dark green colour as well. It looks like the tag might have fallen off this, so I can't actually tell you the name of it, but I suspect it's probably forest green or something. So it's $24.50 a metre, and yeah, they would be really good for lots of different things because they're a nice weight, but they've got a bit of drape as well. And yeah, if you're somebody who doesn't really like wrinkles that much, it's sort of claiming to be wrinkle free, or it's just more resistant to wrinkles because it's got that recycled polyester in it. Then we've had another plain one, which is quite interesting, another different kind of composition. This one is this is the fluid drape lyocell jersey. So it's 65% lyocell, 35% polyester. And lyocell is basically like a type of rayon. So it's just sort of made in a different way really. So it means that it's got drape basically because it's got lyocell in it. It feels really, really soft. It's almost got like a little bit of a kind of silky sheen to it. It's lovely. I would say, given how much drape it's got, it does have a really nice thickness to it. So this particular colour is Seafoam, but we do also have it in like a light kind of purpley colour, a grey and a navy as well, I can see. It's really nice. And it is $19.60 a metre. So yeah, I'll kind of hold a bit more up so you can sort of see the drape of that. Like a named kilo wrap dress would be nice in this. Something like that, or you could use it to make t-shirts and tops as well, and act like Tilly and the Buttons Agnes, any sort of classic t-shirt pattern. Somebody's saying, would that fabric be suitable for the Emerson trousers? Yeah, the bamboo one that I showed before, I think it would be nice for the Emersons, yes. Then we've also had a few new needle cords, a couple that are quite interesting. Two colourways of this one here. This is the darker colourway, so it's the indigo stretch baby cord fabric. It's $18.60 a metre, and it's 70% cotton, 28% polyester and 2% elastane. But when you look at it, it's almost like it's got more of a kind of denim feel to it. I'm getting really bad deja vu here. Did I actually show you this before? I can't remember now. Anyway, yeah, this one is, I would say it's got like quite a bit of structure to it, but probably not quite enough to make like tight fitting trousers. So something like the Gingers I think would be too tight fitting for it. But even though it's got the spandex in it, you know, you could make something like the Merchant and Mills Eve, like that sort of style, and I think it would still work nicely. Then we've got a lighter colourway of it as well, which is this one here. So that's the denim stretch one. So the other one was indigo, that's denim, so it's just like a sort of lighter blue. And then I definitely have, maybe I did show you these last week, I can't remember. This one here that's cord as well, but it's got this is the back of the fabric, but it's got that sort of subtle check woven through it. It's really nice. This is 100% cotton and it's a bit lighter weight really, so I would say it's more for like a shirt, or you can make a nice shirt dress with it, or another sort of dress. You could make kind of more like fitted dress if you wanted to. I think that would be nice. You maybe just want to line it if you were going to be wearing it with leggings or tights so it didn't stick, but I think that would be nice as well. Then we've also got a couple new colourways of the cotton waffle for making really nice dressing gowns. So they're the melange range. This is the denim melange. It's $15.60 a metre. So it's blue, but it's just sort of softer because it's woven with more different colours of threads in it. So yeah, like Lahaja dressing gown, the name Lahaja dressing gown, classic for this one. And then we've got it in a really nice blue as well, and we've stocked up on our other colourways. So we've got a pink, a navy, a kind of sagey green one, and a classic white one as well if you want to go spa-like. So yeah, some nice new options there as well. And then we have also got some new colourways of the cozy colour range, which has just been super popular for years, and it's just nice when they bring some new colours to the range. So it's perfect for all your hoodies and jumper patterns. So this one is the berry colourway, and it's $19.10 a metre. It's 90% cotton, 5% polyester and 5% elastane, and it's just a really nice colour. It's got a little fleck in it, and a lovely sort of soft fleecy back. It's such a nice fabric. It washes and wears so well as well, like it lasts a really long time. So yeah, we've got this colourway, and somebody was asking about the ribbing or cuffing to go with it. So I've got this one here. It's not an exact colour match, but this is the cherry red organic cotton tubular ribbing. So you could, you know, if you wanted just like something fairly close, but as I said, it's not exactly matching, but it's quite close. If you wanted it for neckbands or cuffs, or you could just use the same fabric. Then we have also had it in, what's this colourway called again? The emerald here, which is a really lovely green colour. This one here, again, it's got the little flecks in it, and I found this one to go with it. Again, it's not an exact match, but could maybe tone in if you wanted to. This is probably a bit more of a darker green colour, but yeah, that was the closest match that I could get. Otherwise, just use the same fabric for your cuffs and hembands and neckbands. Then the last new colour that we've got is the rose, which is a really lovely sort of soft, kind of muted pink colour. This one here, which I love, obviously, because I love everything pink. And then I've got a few cuffs. That one obviously is like a contrast, but I think it sort of tones, like if you wanted a contrast in it. This one's a bit lighter than the actual fabric, but I think it still goes pretty nicely. Did you see that was cozy colours? Yes, all these three ones are cozy colours. And then I've also got this one here, which is the rose organic tubular ribbing fabric, which again is lighter than this one, but I think they sort of tone together okay. I think it would still look nice together. So yeah, someone was asking about matching things to go with that, so yeah, I hope that's given you some ideas. You showed the denim corduroy in your fabric YouTube. Okay, thanks. I knew it, so as soon as I started saying it, I felt very familiar. What other comments have we had here? I bought the Sewing Society navy Sirona jumpsuit kit but didn't like the toile. What other patterns would the navy Sirona be suitable for? Would it work for the Sasha trousers? I think it's too thin for the Sashas, but you could use, we also use that same fabric for the Merchant and Mills Eve trousers, which is really nice. We did that a few years ago, so you could maybe have a look at them. Any plus size patterns? Yeah, we've got quite a few. The Cashmerette range is plus size, and then there's quite a few of the True Bias ones are. The Tilly and the Buttons range is they're sort of adding to it. So quite a lot of their patterns come in plus sizes as well. So do the Friday Pattern Company ones. Some of the Grain Line ones come in a like a separate size range as well. So yeah, there's quite a few options there. Okay, so the other new things that I wanted to show you were some of the new fabrics that are in the Fibre Mood magazine, the latest Fibre Mood magazine that's out, and we are now one of the stockists of their fabrics. They are on quite big rolls, so I'll try and pull them out without causing a fabric avalanche or like completely falling over. This is the Josephine Red Leaves Viscose Crepe fabric, and it's $14.80 a metre, and it's got a really gorgeous texture to it. So because it's got the crepe, it's not like a flat fabric. It's got sort of like lines on it, and just a really nice texture, gorgeous colour for this time of year, lots of really nice drape. I forgot to bring the magazine out actually to see what it was made in it, but I'm pretty sure it's a dress that's made in this in the new Fibre Mood magazine. And then very similar fabric to this one, but just a slightly different colourway, is this one here, which is the red floral viscose. Wait a minute, the other one was red leaves, this is red floral. Okay, so they're quite similar. But it's just got a bit of a lighter background to it, but that same really lovely texture of the fabric because it's a viscose crepe. So I would also say that it's opaque and you can't see through it, so it's nice and versatile, and it'll be good for blouses and tops and dresses. Skirts would be nice in this one as well. It's lovely. So another nice option there. Let me just try and get this back on again. The next one is a really lovely kind of bolder looking print, which I love as well. The roll also weighs an absolute ton, so I need to get my muscles out tonight to show you this one. So this is the Josephine Blue Animal Viscose Tencel fabric. So it's 70% viscose and 30% tencel, and it's actually got a twill weave to it, so it's a little bit heavier. Heavier sort of weight than the crepe or like a plain weave viscose, and it's got this really sort of spaced out kind of large scale print. If I move back a little bit, hopefully you can see that. It drapes really nicely as well, but yeah, it just feels a little bit weightier, like feels a little bit thicker, and I think that would be gorgeous as a really nice dress. So yeah, and everybody loves blue. So another really nice blue option there. Somebody's saying how gorgeous. Yes, indeed. Okay, I'll get this one back on the table again. And then these ones are quite bold prints as well. So this one here is the green check viscose tencel. So again, it's 70% viscose, 30% tencel, but this is more like a plain weave, so it's got a flatter texture to it, and it's got quite a big repeat, so it's that really sort of lovely popular greeny colour that we've seen a lot of, a bit like a check as well. Can you see that? Really nice, really soft and fluid, nice and drapey. So and again, it's opaque, I don't think you can see through it, so another nice versatile one. And then the last one I have to fight with on the rolls here, this one is probably like a little bit more summery, but I don't know, I just love the colours in it and how like big and abstract it was. So it's abstract artist stretch cotton fabric. It's 97% cotton and 3% elastane, but you still just treat it as like a woven fabric, even though it's got the elastane in. It just means it's got like a little bit of a give. I just need to take the elastic band off this side as well, so I can open out a decent amount for you, because it's got such a bold print on it. I feel like you need to see it from a distance. It really makes a statement. It's quite abstract though, so I feel like you almost probably wouldn't really need to pattern match it necessarily, because there's like so much going on, and yeah, you know, it's quite abstract, but yeah, so colourful and got a sort of painterly effect. So you know, look, it looks like you can see the brush strokes and stuff, so it's really cool. So yeah, where did the tag go for that one? Did I say what price that was as well? It's $15.30 a metre for that one, and it's nice and wide as well. So yeah, that's a little overview of the new things, but as I said at the beginning, I am making a dedicated new fabrics video for my YouTube channel, which will be out in a few days time, so you can always check that to see them up close as well. Somebody's saying lovely colours. Okay, do you know please when the fabric from the September kits will be available. I bought the joggers kit and love the fabric. I would buy the hoodie kit, but I already have the pattern. Hopefully this week, but if you drop us an email, we can let you know as soon as it's listed. Megan Nielsen also has a curve range with some nice patterns. Also Jennifer, Lauren Handmade. Yeah, that is very true. Thank you for reminding me. Is the back of the Fusion Coral Marrow fleeceback sweatshirting the same as the yellow, i.e. white cream, or is it self-coloured? No, the backing is all kind of like white sort of creamy colour in all those fabrics, regardless of what the main sort of outer colour is. They're all the same in the back. Would it be possible to do a really slow video of all your pattern pictures? I'm not totally sure I know what you mean by pattern pictures. Do you mean like the cover of the patterns that we sell? Let me know. Do you have any jacquard stretch suitable for trousers? Sorry, I don't. Will the fabric from last month's jogger kits be going on sale separately? Yeah, it will be. Just email us and we'll let you know when it is, but hopefully it should be soon. What pattern is the jacket in the window behind you? That one there's the Friday Pattern Company Ilford, and the Oxford blue cotton twill fabric that we have. It was a kit a couple of years ago. Okay, so, whoa, that seemed to take a long time and I haven't even started answering your questions yet. I'm going to try and blitz through all of the questions that you sent me in beforehand now. Okay, so somebody says, tips on sewing with crepe. Do I iron flat after washing or cut still crinkly? So yeah, when you wash and when you sew with a fabric that is textured like that, like a crepe, typically what happens when you wash it and dry it is that it will contract a little bit, so it will kind of come up like smaller, than a bit of fabric will kind of be like a little bit smaller than what it was before you washed it. And as soon as you iron it out, it will relax. I would say you need to try and look for an in-between. So you don't want to be ironing it totally out, but I would suspect you're probably going to want to iron it a bit flatter than what it's like when it comes out of the machine, especially depending on how you've dried it as well. Because if you don't sort of hang it up in a way that there's like equal weight on the fabric as it dries, it means that the crepe texture can stretch out inconsistently as it dries, and you don't really want that when you then cut it out. You want it to be consistent. So I would suggest that you get water in your iron and make sure that it's generating steam really nicely, and then don't press too hard. Like, don't really go for it when you're ironing it. Kind of do a bit more like hovering and kind of breezing above it, and kind of use your hand to sort of smooth it out and try to look for consistency across the width and the length of the fabric and the texture of it, because you probably find that where the selvage is, it's contracted a bit more than in the middle. So consistency is the key. Okay, the next one is, how do you stop texture flattening when pressing seersucker? So this is really similar. Again, you need to make sure you've got water in your iron so that steam's generated. It's when you realise the benefit of a really good quality steam iron if you're going to do a lot of dressmaking and work with different types of fabric, and just don't press too hard. I did do a blog post a couple of summers ago that was about sewing with cotton double gauze, and I shared lots of hints and tips about working with that type of fabric, which is similar to seersucker and the and like a crepe, because it's got a texture to it as well. So you can always check out that and you'll sort of see some more of those tips. Okay, the next one was tips on altering the tilly and the buttons indigo and the Deer and Doe Myosotis dresses as they're too big now. So my first question here would be, have you already like cut it out at a specific size and then you need to like change it because it's too big now? Because it might be that maybe if you've got the PDF, it's just easier to like work out if you're a new size maybe. But otherwise, I think you need to establish why it's too big and where it's too big, and then that'll give you some pointers on where you need to adjust it. So you could almost use your old versions of the dress that now are too big, a bit like a toile or a muslin, and then work out where there's excess fabric, and that'll give you some pointers to work out maybe where on the pattern pieces you need to change it. Okay, the next one was, is your cardigan handmade? If so, what pattern please? Yes, so in last week's live I was wearing a knitted cardigan that I had made myself, and it was a long avec Anna pattern. I don't know the name because they're all in French and I can't pronounce them properly, but if you just Google a long avec Anna, then you'll find our website. It's beautiful, you'll find the patterns. I think I put a link to it in the description to last week's recording of it on YouTube. Okay, the next question is, does the dotty damson and navy wool fray? Could you leave the edge without finishing it? I actually forgot to bring that over, and I'm just remembering now as I read this that I've got to bring it over. I feel like it is going to fray a bit, and I probably wouldn't leave it unfinished, so you're either going to have to overlock it, or if it's an exposed one and you want it to like look a bit nicer, you could bind it. Maybe. Obviously takes a bit longer, but looks nice. Somebody's asked what's on your sewing table at the moment. Sewing Society samples, always. And I'm also making some pyjamas for my little boy, and then a matching t-shirt for my husband out of some of the Disney Cars fabric that we've got. It's a bit niche. But yeah, that's what I'm sewing right now. But then I do feel like I need some of my own sewing projects for autumn. I've been so busy doing Sewing Society samples and stuff. Okay, the next one was, have you made a waterproof jacket? I'm worried water will leak in at the seams / stitch lines. Any tips? I think that what we need to establish here is expectation versus the terminology of what you're classing as a waterproof jacket. Because you can get water repellent, water resistant, waterproof. So to me, waterproof is something that is quite a technical garment. It is something that if you were in a storm on an island and it was like howling wind and rain, it would probably still keep you dry. And that's like quite a specialised garment. You know, companies like design their own technology in the fabrics to make them really waterproof, and they have special tape that seal the seams to make them really waterproof. And to recreate that in a handmade setting, it is quite hard. It's not easy to find all of those technical types of fabrics or to get the things that you need to seal the seams. So in my interpretation of the definition of waterproof jacket, I have not made one of them. I have made a water repellent jacket before. So I have used waxed cotton canvas, which was a Millerine one that we had a few years ago. And I used the Closet Core Kelly anorak pattern, and I just made it and I sewed it up, and I didn't do anything to the seams, and it keeps me dry. Like if I go out and it's kind of raining a bit, it keeps me dry. If I went out in a storm and the howling wind and rain, it probably would leak through the seams. If I am ever in that situation, which I tend not to be, in like very heavy rain, I try and avoid it if I can, then I have a North Face coat. Sorry everyone, I do have some things that I have bought from the shops, because for me it's just to have something that is purely waterproof is just too highly technical in my mind to be able to recreate sufficiently at home. So yeah, I think it depends what your expectations are of what you want out of the garment, and yeah, just knowing the difference between those terms: waterproof, water repellent, water resistant. Okay, the next one was ginger jeans leg twist. I do everything, cutting it single layer, matching the inseams notches, but it still happens. Any ideas? I've been trying to rack my brains, because they both would be like the things I would make sure that I do, is that I cut it out in a single layer, and then you match the inseam notches as well. I have got quite a lot of ginger jeans, and I find that they don't do it on me, so I'm not totally sure what to suggest, and I haven't had time to research this properly, but I'm wondering if there is something in, if the something to do with like the twill weave of the denim, and also whether you cut the legs out like this on the fabric, or whether you like cut them opposite to each other. Do you know what I mean? I feel like somebody's probably talked about that somewhere in a blog post, so it might be worth having a little look at whether that makes a difference, like if your legs or pieces are cut the same way, or if they're like opposite each other. Sorry, I haven't had a chance to like research that myself. Okay, the next one was, if you were making a skirt from mainly wool, would you need to line it? I would say it depends on the style of the skirt and how fitted it is, and also what you want to wear underneath it. If you're going to wear leggings or quite thick tights, and the type of wool that you've got is going to like stick to them, then I would line it, because otherwise it might be quite annoying, because the skirt would keep sticking to your legs, well, depending on what you're wearing underneath it. Or you would need like a little sort of petticoat thing, like a separate thing, like a separate slip. But if it's like a looser style of skirt, and like the wool that you've got you know, if it's mostly wool, maybe it's mixed with something else like polyester, which is quite sort of slippery and doesn't really stick to things as much. You might not need to. So yeah, it depends on the style of skirt, the type of wool that it is, and if it's got lots of friction and what you wear underneath it. Okay, the next one is the plateau joggers is the optional waistband stitching straight and a stretch stitch. So this is on the plateau joggers here, where you can add a couple of lines of top stitching just for like added decoration. Helps to make a nice little channel for the drawstring as well. You need to do it in a stretch stitch because it's going to stretch, and if you do it in a straight stitch, when you put them on and off, the stitches will burst open. So yeah, definitely stretch stitch for that bit. And then, is there a way to stabilize fabric that is moving around while cutting out? I haven't personally used it myself, because I guess I've just worked out a way to like control fabric that's slippery, but some people do use spray starch, so you could try that because it just washes out afterwards. The next one is, which needle is best for stretch, scuba, suede and making cushions? I was kind of stumped here, because I feel like if you're making cushions, there's not going to be that much pressure on the seams, so you probably, yeah, I think maybe, I don't think I would worry about it too much. The only thing is, you might want to use a stretch needle, only because if the fabric's quite thick, it might be less likely to skip stitches if you use a stretch needle, because the eye on a stretch needle is a little bit higher, so it means when the loop of the stitch is formed, it's just like a bigger loop, so it can cope with thicker fabric. So yeah, you might want to try that. Then the last one in my sort of tip section was, do you know any good circle skirt tutorials with instructions for waistband and a zip? Yeah, the By Hand London website have got a circle skirt like calculator that you can use, so you put in what you want and your waist measurements, and then it sort of tells you what you need. So yeah, check out the By Hand London website. Okay, that was my tips section, so I'm going to just catch up on questions here, and then I'll get through all of the fabric requirements one. Okay, yes please, a video of all the pattern pictures. Okay, I'll add that to my list. Will the fabric from the Philippa pants be available to purchase separately? I've got the stone kit, but also want to make the navy. We do have like a teeny tiny little bit left over from the kit, but I'm currently in the process of trying to get more. We wouldn't be able to make more kits, but we could sell the fabric by the meter, so just email us and we'll let you know. But fingers crossed we can get more. Yes. Can you say the name of the cardigan pattern again please? Along Avec Anna is the designer's like company name. Somebody's just popped a link to it there. I'll put a link to it in the description to this video as well, so yeah, if you're watching it back on YouTube later or whatever, you can have a look there. Along Avec Anna, the cardi pattern designer. Yeah, that's right. Could the twist be not cut on grain? It could be. Thanks Lauren, re-ginger jeans twist. I asked Layla about it and she said it can happen to her too. Hi from California in the Hebrides. Hello. Minna Root by Along Avec Anna, 580 on Ravelry. Yes, I'm like, sorry, I can't pronounce it properly, but yeah. Any other suggestions for the sew over at Ultimate Trousers? We do have some stretch cotton twill that would be nice, that comes in plain and patterns. Can't lay my hand on it right now, but if you search stretch cotton or stretch cotton twill on the website, you should find some nice options there. Okay, the next question was, I see lots of wide leg trousers with a sporty stripe down the side. M&S and Lush have, no sorry, M&S and Hush have them with a glittery stripe down the outside leg. I think I've seen them too, maybe in Bowden. Any thoughts, patterns or fabrics that might work? I assume you would just insert the stripe when making up the side seam. I think what I would probably do is just make the trousers and then literally just like top stitch a kind of fancy stripe on afterwards, which is probably going to be like some kind of ribbon, I guess. We don't really sell ribbon or sort of like trimmings like that, but I'm sure there's lots of places online that you could get fancy kind of ribbon, like woven ribbons for that. But I would say just focus on finding a wide leg trouser pattern that you like. There's, if you want to go really wide, there's the Helen's Closet Winslow culottes. Something more simple, Freddie Pattern Company Saguaro set, or the New Closet Core one, you might like that as well, the Mitchell trousers. So yeah, I would just sew them and then like stitch it on afterwards rather than like trying to combine it within the seam. Okay, will the Megan Nielsen Hovia work in a boucle wool or wool in lined? Yes, definitely, I think it would. Can we see super soft jersey for Agnes but not viscose, something cozy and warm? So what I pulled out, what did I pull out for this one? So if you want something that's like a little bit heavier to be warm, I've got this really nice loop back jersey. This is the black colourway, but it does come in lots of other colourways as well. It's $17.40 a metre and it's 95% modal and 5% elastane. And because it's modal, it's really nice and soft, and got like a nice movement to it, but it just feels a bit thicker because it's got the loop back on the reverse. I actually used this to make my mum a pyjama top using the Agnes pattern, but I did size up so it was a bit looser. The Agnes is quite fitted, so it would depend whether you want it really fitted or you might want to like size up so it's a bit looser, or just greyed out at the waist, even the side seam I mean, so it's a little bit looser, but I think that would feel nice and cozy. She likes her cozy pyjamas in that fabric anyway for the Agnes. Okay, the next one was, I love the Paige hoodie kit, which other main / lining fabrics would be suitable? So you could use all of the cozy colours range, so those colours that I showed you before. We've got other ones as well. We've also got a marl sweatshirting fabric, which is a bit thicker and heavier, so you could use that too. In terms of the linings, I don't have any that are going to like match, any cotton jerseys that are going to match exactly to the sweatshirting, because that was like a special range that I bought in for the kits. But you could like go for something fun and print like a printed cotton jersey. We've got lots of just regular cotton jerseys that you could use. You could also use any stripes, so we've got quite a lot of stripe loop back fabrics and just cotton stripes as well, so they might be fun for something as a contrast. I actually think for the cozy colours that you could probably use the same main fabric to line the hood as well. I think the weight of it would be fine. If it was the marl sweatshirting, I think that's too heavy to have for the hood lining and the outer, but I think the cozy colours would be fine. So yeah, a few options there, and if there's a specific like shade of sweatshirting fabric that you like and you want some specific suggestions to go with that, you can always drop us an email and the G&G team can send you some pictures of what matches. Okay, the next one was fabrics for the Jennifer Lauren handmade jade wrap dress. So this is a new wrap dress pattern from Jennifer Lauren Handmade. Just like a nice classic wrap. Sorry, I can't remember any more defining features of it. It's a woven wrap dress, and the pattern calls for mid-weight wovens with a bit of drape. So I know they're quite plain, but I actually think these bamboo twills would be really nice for it, because they've got a nice weight to them, but they've also got a lot of drape as well. What else did I suggest for that? I think that the fibre mood ones that I showed before would also be nice too. Or it's probably a bit more summery, but the viscose linens that we've got as well, which come in lots of plain colours, would also be really nice for that. Okay, the next question was, which jersey fabrics for the Savannah dress by Itch to Stitch? This was quite a sort of straight sculpted dress, looked quite smart, but it's for jersey fabric. It says you need medium weight knit with a good recovery and 50% horizontal stretch. Kind of had a V-neck and just kind of like quite sort of straight and fitted. Did look smart. I think this one would be good, the new Lyocell one, which was because it's new, I can't remember the name properly again, fluid drape Lyocell jersey fabric, so I think you could use that. I also actually think that loop back, the jersey loop back, the modal jersey loop back would be good for it as well, because it's just a little bit weightier. Okay, the next one was best fabric for trousers. I feel like it's quite an umbrella question because there can be lots of depends there. So it depends on the pattern, if it calls for stretch or non-stretch. Depends on the style of the trouser as well, like if they're fitted or if they're wide leg, or you know, you need something more structured, or if they're culottes and you need something more drapey. So really it's about like identifying the type of trouser, and then there's going to be fabrics that are best to go with those type of ones. I wouldn't say there's like one overall best fabric for trousers, because it depends on the pattern that you're using. So if you're watching, you want me to narrow it down a bit, let me know. The next one, again on the trouser topic, other fabrics for the Philippa pants. I've been sewing mine all day and I love them. I would say that, to be honest, in the shop right now, I don't have any fabrics that I think would be quite as good as the fabric that's in the kit for the Philippas, which is why I'm trying to get more of it. So bear with me, and I will just try and get more fabric that you can buy by the metre that was in the kits. The next one was best fabric for a cardigan. There's a couple of ways that you can go with a cardigan. Again, it's going to depend on the pattern that you're using. So we do have a couple of fabrics that kind of look like knitted fabrics. So we've got a range of viscose blended knitted fabrics, which are really lovely and cozy. They're kind of like double-faced fabrics. There's not really a right and wrong side. They come in lots of nice colours. They're sort of marled, so it's really nice sort of colour and texture to it. And these would be good for like the True Bias Marlow cardigan, the Helen's Closet Blackwood. Would also be nice in this as well. Named, I've got a cardigan that I think would be nice in it too, so you can go for something like that. This one also looks knitted as well. It's like got a knitted sort of effect, a knitted texture to it. It's like two fabrics in one really, because the back is like, looks like a regular sort of jersey fabric. It's not particularly stretchy though, but it does just stabilise the rib knit texture on it. This comes in various different colourways as well. It is the navy knit effect fabric, and it's 23.60 a metre. So that's two that we've got that are more getting a cardigan that like looks like it's been knitted. But then you can also use sweatshirting as well to make a cardigan. So the cozy colour range that I showed you before, that looks really nice as a Marlow cardigan. Then you can also use that look back that I showed you. That looks nice as a Helen's Closet Blackwood. You could even go something like really light, like just a sort of light over style cardigan, and use one of like the Tencel jerseys, the viscose jerseys would be nice as well. So there's a few options. I think it depends what vision you've got for your final cardigan. Okay, I'm just going to check I haven't missed any questions here. Looking good, Lauren, after your weekend. Thanks, Mum. I was on a yoga retreat this weekend. Will you be getting any more Nanny Arrow fabrics? I'm obsessed. Probably not in the near future. Probably be in the new year, to be honest. What are the options for the True Bias Hudson's, the cozy sweatshirting fabric, and anything else? We do have some French terry fabrics that would be suitable as well. Or if you wanted like a lighter style, then you could use that new one, the Lysel one that we've got. You could use that loop back jersey that we've got as well. So they'd be like more kind of like lighter sort of slouchier style. I guess the cozy colours maybe hold their shape a little bit more. Okay, question, do you sell poly cotton fabrics? I do have some fabrics that have polyester and cotton in them, but generally as a whole I try to avoid polyester where I can, unless it's recycled polyester or it's like a more unusual fabric that's very difficult to find in any other type of fibre, or it's like dead stock, so it would have otherwise just been burned or put in landfill. So yeah, it depends what type of polycotton you're looking for, I guess, or what the application is that you're looking for. Would the flower burst on black stretch cotton sateen fabric be suitable for a pair of trousers like the saguaro pants? Thank you. I can't actually picture what that looks like right now, but I think if you were to use a cotton sateen fabric for the saguaro pants, they'd feel quite full, like it would hold their shape a lot. They do have a very wide leg, and then because they've got that elasticated waist, you know, you end up with quite a lot of fabric around your waist and your hips. So I think if you use a fabric like a cotton sateen that's got a bit more structure, it will just feel like there's more there. Whereas if I made a pair in the viscose linen fabric in the summer, and because it's very soft and drapey and moves around more, I think it just, you know, it just hangs differently. So it depends what sort of final look you're happy with. Okay, I've got a few more questions left here, so if anybody else has got any other questions, let me know now. Fabric for a winter zadie, drapey and cozy. I think you could use that new bamboo twill. That would be nice. It's got a nice weight, and it's like a nice drape as well. The other one that I think would be good, we've got this in a few colourways as well. This is the military blue blended stretch twill fabric, so it's viscose and polyester, and it's got quite a thick sort of, like, it feels almost like a tiny little bit spongy. It's got quite a thick texture, but because it's got viscose in it, it does still sort of have some movement and drape. I think it's nice, so I think it would still be okay for the Zadie's, because, you know, they are wide-legged as well, and where they wrap you end up with a lot of fabric around your waist and your hips, but I think that would be nice. It's got a nice sort of defined twill texture to it as well. Okay, the next one is nice first time blouse for wearing with jeans, not too fussy or frilly. The one that came to mind first for that one was the Avid Seamstress, the blouse. I think it's quite simple, the way you make the button bands really easy, because you just sort of fold it over. The sleeves are they've got elastic at the bottom, but they're not too puffy or kind of sticky outy. Like, they're a bit more fitted. It's a set-in sleeve, but it's not got gathers or anything like that. I'm trying to remember if it has a bust dart or not. I can't remember now. But it's not, you know, I wouldn't say it's fitted, but it's not like this. So it's a nice one. Okay, the next one is smart winter dress fabrics. Again, I would say these are quite smart. The bamboo twill. The new lyocels are also pretty smart as well, I think, because they're just like nice sort of classic plain colours. So if you're looking for a jersey one, that would be some nice options for you there, or that twill as well. Then a fit and flare dress pattern. The Jennifer Lauren handmade is quite fit and flare, but I would say if you've got a vision in your head of what you're looking for, like whatever fit and flare means to you, or what maybe you've seen something that you think, oh, that's fit and flare, I would suggest looking. There's a couple of websites that I would look at where you can see like a wide range of lots of different dresses, and you're more likely to see something that is fit and flare for you. So the Fold Line pattern database is really good, because it's got all the different companies on there, indie ones and commercial patterns as well. It can be quite overwhelming because there's a lot, but you can filter it by dresses. The other couple of places that I like looking at, which have maybe got like a smaller range to look at, but all of the imagery is quite inspiring and looks really nice, is the Sew Over It website and the Fibre Mood website. They're two places that if I've got like a specific type of dress I want, I usually try to look there, because I like both their patterns, and they have just a nice selection of lots of different types of dresses. So and then the last one that I had here is, what is a cocktail dress? I've got a year-end party coming up. Exciting. Any fabric suggestions? I mean, I think a cocktail dress can kind of be anything you want it to be, but you know, it's something fancy for a cocktail dress. It might be that it's got sequins, or it might be like something sort of satiny, or maybe some texture with velvet. So I would say, all being well, hopefully next week we have got quite a selection of lots of different types of kind of party type fabrics that will be listed online. So we do have some nice stretch velvets, we've got some nice sequin fabrics as well. So yeah, watch out for them and be inspired by that. I was thinking I might actually do a separate video that is all about those sort of party type fabrics when they all come in, and then I can suggest specific patterns and things that go with them. So yeah, see how we get on over the next few weeks when they all arrive, and then I can share that with you as well. Okay, let's see the last few questions that have coming in here before I finish up for the night. I've been given some lovely jersey fabric. I'd like to make a skirt and sweatshirt out of the same fabric that could be worn alone or together to appear more like a dress. Any pattern suggestions, please? So for the sweatshirt, there's lots of different options that you could go for. I would say if you want to combine it with a skirt though, so that it looks like a dress, I would probably go for something more fitted in the sweatshirt department. Otherwise, I don't know, it might maybe look a bit more disjointed. So the Tilly and the Buttons Billy is a bit more fitted. The seam work Astoria is also a bit more of a fitted sweatshirt. In terms of a skirt, I don't know many jersey skirt patterns, but I'm pretty sure you'd be able to filter for that on the Fold Line pattern database. If not, if anybody knows one, let me know and I'll share it. I've got a feeling Seamwork actually might have a jersey skirt pattern that you could look at as well. So try that, the Seamwork website. Have you got a fabric for the Avid Seamstress blazer, please? Yeah, we do have a few. I've got some Melton wools that would be nice if you want like a kind of wintry one. So summery version also works nice in that as well, like the Rami fabrics we've got, or the enzyme linen would also look nice in that. But yeah, if you want a more wintry one, we do have some nice sort of lighter weight wools in the wool section that would be nice for that. Lauren, I'm looking for a boys age 4 and above jumper pattern. Would you recommend any? Look on the Brindle and Twig website. They've got loads of different styles. Yes, please, would love a party video. Very excited for the party fabrics. Okay, everybody's up for party fabrics. Style Arc have a jersey skirt. Love Notions jersey skirts. Sew House 7 Elemental. One of Tilly's books has a knit skirt. And there we go. Thanks, guys. Love Notions have one with 5 jersey skirts in it. Great. Think Deer and Doe have a jersey skirt. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so lots of places to look for jersey skirt patterns. Okay, well, I think if there's any last minute questions, ask me now. But I think that's everything for this week. I am going to have lots of more new things to show you next week as well. So it'll probably be Monday again. I think I'm just going to stick to Mondays for a few weeks just to see how that goes. But yeah, there'll be a new fabrics video on YouTube later this week, so it'll just show everything that we've had new, because I've not been able to show you everything just in this live, but it'll just be like just about that. But always have a browse at the Just Arrived section anyway, you see everything new there. Okay, what was the heavyweight fabric with the viscose again, please? You suggested it for the Zadie. It's this one here, and it is the Military Blue Blended Stretch Twill fabric, and it's £10.50 a metre, and it comes in this blue colour. Also comes in like a sort of dark grey colour and a kind of rusty orangey colour as well, which is nice for autumn. Simplicity 8982 tops and skirts. Monday is good for us if it's better for you. Thank you. Everybody's been like really understanding. Thank you. Yeah, it's like working out the logistics of it, because sometimes then, you know, people order stuff and I want to make sure we've got enough resources in the team to still cut all the online orders after I do it. So it's just getting the balance of it. But yeah, I'll see how things go for a few Mondays anyway, and see how we're handling things. Thanks for this evening, really looking forward to the videos. Great, well, thanks for all your questions as well. And then remember, if you are watching on YouTube and you want to ask me a question for the next time, you can leave a comment in the comments of that. So yeah, I hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you next week. Bye.